And y'all know if you were here last week's call was on fire. I had literally like 20 emails within 15 minutes of the end of the call, people telling me how great it was, requesting the resources. And you remember me asking you to turn your video on. So unless you're in the car, which you shouldn't be during a Zoom meeting, turn on your video because you're going to get more out of it. JT, Andre, Barbara, Cheryl, Brian, they are ready to go because they're engaged, they're interactive. Jennifer, thank you for turning on your video. Melissa, thank you for turning on your video. That means you're going to be more engaged. You're going to get more out of it. And it's going to be more interactive, right? Just like if I was teaching this call like this, that'd be pretty lame, wouldn't it? Right? So it's really the best thing we can do is simulate something that is as close to being in person as we can. Melissa, John, thank you for engaging with us. And the most important thing, gang, Andy, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for turning your video on, is to make sure you can implement what we're doing here. You know, as Sean said, we've partnered up. I'm super honored to have that opportunity. I'm also an educator. I have a master's degree in education, over 20 years teaching experience. And my goal as an educator, Dallas, thanks for joining us, bro, is to be able to allow you to implement what you learn. And in order for you to implement what you learn, you got to be super engaged, eye contact, not messing around like on email and doing other things during the call, which I know is so tempting. Okay. So before we get started today, I'm going to ask you a question. Those of you that have engaged with my virtual events and in-person events know the answer. So let's see who's paying attention. Raise your hand if you're taking time out of your business to be here today. All right. Now, which one? I know Brian knows the answer to this one. Okay. Is anyone willing to unmute themselves and tell the group why that is not the case? Barbara, what you got?
I'm investing in my business by being on this Zoom right now.
Boom. Let's go, Barbara.
Thank
Gold
you.
star for Barbara. That's right. You're investing in your business by being here. Here's the reality. The vast majority of agents out there do not invest any time or any money in their education. They think it's going to be easy. Who here thinks real estate is easy? Okay, I'm glad no hands went up, right? Okay, they think that the phone's just going to ring off the hook by itself. Doesn't happen yet. I can teach you how to do it. Sean can teach you how to do it. We can get to that point eventually when you build a referral-based business. They take. They want everything for free and they don't want to do any work for it. We know that's not the case. Those of you in this room now, if you're in the room right now, something about your business is not where you want it to be. And it's a good thing that you're taking initiative. It takes strength to take initiative. I am always seeking. I have many coaches all the time trying to get better. Here's the thing. You're going to learn stuff today. A lot of you, who was here last week? We covered ABC, right? Did we learn a lot of good stuff last week on conversion? Yes, we did. You go and implement those things. You make money implementing those things. How much are you paying to be at this mastermind right now? Nothing, $0. So if I teach you something, if Sean teaches you something and you implement and you go close another deal and you get a fat commission check, what's your return on investment? Like infinite, right? So do not have the mindset of I'm taking time out of my business to be here. No. You are investing time and resources into your business by being here, and you're going to go make more money after you do it. That is a great investment of time and resources. I can tell you, and some of you have seen this case study, right? I paid Sean over the course of a year, $18,000 for one-on-one coaching. Over the course of that year, I made over $450,000 in GCI and had my first $100,000 month within 6 months. Was that a good return on investment? Yes. Now, if I have that scarcity mindset and say, oh, how much is one-to-one coaching? I can't, no, because I knew if I closed one deal, that would pay for like a year of coaching by itself. And Sean is like literally the best in the business. So it made sense for me to invest that money to grow my skill set, scale my income dramatically, and put myself in a position as an educator to grow the skill set to now help teach others. So if you are here, you have the right mindset. You're investing time into your business, and that is the best thing you can do. So I applaud you for being here and taking action. Good stuff. Now, today, what I want to talk about is maximizing previous clients to extract more referrals. Who here would like more referrals. Totally would love more referrals. I had the honor and opportunity in Q4 of last year to do a speaking tour with Sean. We hit every major market center in Texas. We hit Austin, Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. And we all had a topic. And my topic was building a referral-based business. Now, that is my specialty. I've never paid for a lead. There's nothing wrong with paying for leads. I've just never done it. And I don't think it's necessary. I think it could be a game changer. I think maybe if you're a team leader, that's a value to provide for the team. But me personally, never paid for a lead. I teach how to build relationships, and attract business. Now, what is the difference between a lead and a referral? Let's get some participation going. What is the difference between a lead and a referral?
One is known and one is unknown.
Okay, Gary, that's right. One is known, one is unknown. Very good. Steve, very good. Warm versus cold. That is 100% right. Leads are cold. Referrals are warmer. That's good. Think about it this way. If you're thinking of a direction towards you or away from you, are you chasing a lead or attracting a lead?
Chasing.
You're chasing a lead. What about referrals? Are you chasing a referral or attracting a referral? Linda, what you got? I think you're muted, Linda.
So when it's a referral, my experience is almost 99% of the time, they don't even talk to anybody else. It's a referral because the person that referred you sold the referral on you. So it's pretty much hands down. We're a lead. Sometimes you can chase them and run them down and chase them and run them down. And then they meet 4 or 5 other agents. And then, but yeah, referral is amazing because almost all the time. In fact, I just closed on one yesterday when I took your boot camp a few months ago. Actually, yeah, I was at the mall in our area and I saw somebody I knew and she said, can you help so-and-so? So right away within, like you said, you have to implement right away. I went over to the neighborhood, knocked on the door. The man said, my wife's not here. We just took the house off the market, but we'll list again in January. So I gave my information. I asked for her information. He gave it to me. I went back. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later. She said, I was going to call you tomorrow. I'm glad you're here. And they just said, come on in. I had my listing documents ready. I said, so-and-so referred me to you. She's like, how much you think we could sell it for? I mean, off and running, and I closed on it.
Easy. That's awesome. Thank you, Linda. That's 100% right. Talk about speed of implementation. Linda came to my referral-based business boot camp in November, implemented right away, closed the deal. Awesome. Brian put something in the chat. Look at what Brian Shaw put in the chat, everybody. And he knows this because he engages in my education. He engages in Earth to Orbit, which you're all going to have an option to participate in today. A lead involves 2 people. A referral involves 3 people. That's 100% right, Brian. Very good. Okay. We're chasing leads. No one wants to be chased ever. We're attracting referrals. Okay. We are chasing leads. We're attracting referrals. Now, just everyone make sure you're muted if you're not actively participating, please. I'm hearing some background noise from somebody. Now, here's another thing. I'm going to get up a slide to show you here. I'm going to share my screen. So check this out. Now, let's see. Andy, give me a thumbs up if you can see the slide that says, what is a referral? Can you see it? Yep. Okay, good. Now I'm recording this little video. So if you check out my social later, you'll see my setup here. Make sure it's recording. Oh yeah, looking good. So I got a big old TV. I see everyone's face over here. Now, here's the thing about a referral. Okay. Now Linda's right. Who agrees that referrals typically have way higher closing ratios than leads? That's right. Because a referral is a recommendation and endorsement. Feel free to take some notes for you and the services you provide from someone who knows you to someone who doesn't. And because it's a referral from someone who knows you, trust is established. And they're desirable because the person being referred already has more trust and willingness to work with you as a result of the relationship with the person that referred you. For example, if you're my next door neighbor and we're just talking outside in the driveway and you say, man, my water heater just broke. and I don't know any plumbers around here. I guess I got to like start looking at plumbers on Google or something. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. I just had both my water heaters replaced. I use this plumber for years. They're amazing. They're the best in the business, great rates, literally the best. He'll take great care of you. Let me connect you. Wouldn't you be pretty likely to use that plumber? Just based off that glowing recommendation? Of course you would. So that's why referrals are so desirable. So quite simply, gang, people are going to work with you when they know you, like you, and trust you. So your goal is to be right here. So the more people that know you, like you, and trust you, the more referrals you're going to get. And that's my specialty, teaching how to build a relationship and referral-based business. Now, I'm actually a world record holding business networker. So I'm going to show you some statistics here, and then we're going to talk about a very specific aspect of building a referral-based business. So has anyone heard of BNI, Business Networking International? Fantastic business networking group. So I actually hold the world record for the fastest BNI launch ever. I launched a chapter in one day. Over 35 years, over 10,000 chapters that have been launched. I hold the world record for fastest launch ever. And I maximize this. So this is taken from an app, because in the group, every time we give and receive referrals, we log everything. So one of the things you learn when you invest in Earth to Orbit, which I'll show you about, that Sean and I are partnering to bring this to you, is one-to-ones. I talk all the time about the importance of having a one-to-one, as many as you can, at least 3 to 5 a week, with someone from your lead bucket. It's simply an hour where you get together and you build your relationship. So over the course of 12 months, I had 148 one-to-ones just with people in this organization, not including people from the gym, people from other lead buckets and community groups that I'm a part of, previous clients, okay? I gave 303 referrals. I received 17, which is a lot. If you receive 17 referrals and they close, that's a lot. I gave $245,000 in business. So out of the referrals I gave to my business partners, collectively, they made almost $250,000 as a result of the business I gave them. As a result of the business I received in 12 months, just from this one source, over $146,000 from one place. That's not even including the gym, which is another huge referral source, and the other referrals, previous clients, right? Just from this one place. So I know how to maximize a referral-based business. That's what we're going to learn. Now, in Earth to Orbit, which is the online academy that I've created and Sean and I have partnered up to bring you, there is a whole 3-hour course exclusively on building a referral-based business. What I'm going to show you today is part 6 of that course on maximizing previous clients. So let me skip through these other slides and get down. Here we go. To maximizing previous clients. I encourage you to take notes, and I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of a really special offer Sean and I are offering just to his Icon community at the end of this call. Now, why are previous clients your best referral source?
They already.
Sorry, who's that? One more time.
Is it because they already know you?
Yeah, Andy, that's right. Who better to know you? Who better to be able to speak to the quality of service that you provide than a previous client? They are your best referral source. Now,
And they have a story to tell for you too.
I'll go ahead, Steve.
They have a story to tell, so they can
Oh,
relate
yeah.
their personal experience with you.
That's right. They have a story to tell. They absolutely do, right? Because they can talk about the experience they had with you. Now, storytelling is sometimes known as story selling. Stories sell. So when they have a great story they can share about their experience with you, that's really going to help. Thank you, Steve, for contributing. Now, here's the 3-part top secret formula to maximizing previous clients. Write this down. You don't want to miss it. Step 1, you provide an amazing experience. You provide an amazing experience. Now, think about how important the experience is. It's not just about the result. Any agent can get a result. Think about the experience. Now, raise your hand if you have like a favorite restaurant, coffee shop, bar that you go to. Everybody, right? Everybody has one, okay? Now, it's probably not just the result. Like, it's probably not just the food or the coffee or the drinks. It's the atmosphere. It's the ambiance. It's the experience that you have when you go there. Am I right? Yes. Give me a thumbs up if I'm right about that. Absolutely. Okay. So it's not just the result, it's the experience that you provide. And we're going to break down exactly what that means. But part one is you provide them with an amazing experience. Part two is fantastic results. Most agents do okay on the first one. They do pretty well on the second one. Here's where most agents drop the ball completely. Is the third one. Who's going to unmute themselves and tell me what is the third piece of the puzzle for maximizing previous clients?
Keeping in touch.
Yep, that's right. Staying top of mind, keeping in touch. Very good. Thank you, JT. 100% right. Staying top of mind. So many agents are so short-sighted on this because they're like, I just closed this person. They're not going to need me for another 5 to 10 years. What about all the people they know? Right? What about all the people they know that can give you a referral? That is the point, is you plug into their network. And so that is the benefit of staying top of mind. You put all those three things together, you get referrals. Now I'm going to give you a little pro tip. And I teach this in the course. The best time to ask for a referral. If you're talking about a client, when is the best time to ask for a referral? Who can tell me?
When you first get them and after they close.
That's right.
Signed
After they-
contract.
Yep. There we go. Specifically at the closing table. The best time. They're riding high. They're so stoked. There's that magical moment when the escrow officer, you're done signing, and the escrow officer goes to make the copies of the papers, right? That's the moment. They're so happy. And you say, this has been outstanding. I'm so glad we were able to provide such a great experience for you. Tell me, who else do you know that's looking to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate I can call today? That's when you ask them. Now, talk about stories. Steve was talking about stories. I'm going to tell you a story about one of my agents in Earth to Orbit that implemented this technique and got a referral he wouldn't have got if he didn't ask. So check this out. Now, would you agree with me when I say, if you're sitting at the closing table with a client, in that moment, there is no one more qualified to give you a referral than that client? Would you agree? Give me a thumbs up if you would agree. Okay, so we're all in agreement there. At that moment, at the closing table, no one knows more about what you do and how good you are than that client. And so I have an agent, Matt Solis. So you're going to hear me talk about him a lot in some of my social media because he's in month 7 of being an agent. He's about to have his 10th closing in a week, and he's about to quit his full-time job after crushing it as an agent. He's averaged 2 closings a month since starting Earth to Orbit just 7 months ago as a new agent, following these techniques, crushing it. So his first closing months ago, he's at the closing table and he asks them that question: who do you know looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate I can call today? And they think about it and they say, you know what? We have some friends that are looking to invest and they might need your help. Utilizing the techniques I teach in this course, he asked them to connect him via 3-way text, which you should always do. That's how you turn a lead into a referral. Ask that person to connect you. So it's a 3-way, okay? And he worked with them and closed a deal with them. Now, here's the thing about that story. If Matt didn't ask them for the referral, would he have gotten it? Yes or no? No, he wouldn't have. Even at that moment, he had to ask, because here's the thing. You got to ask for what you want. You got to ask for what you want, because even your previous clients aren't thinking about you. They don't walk around all day thinking, who can I refer to Brian today? I want to help him so much. Who can I refer to Brian? No, no, no. They think about what you think about. What do you think about all day? What do you think about all day?
Just our own personal stuff.
Yeah, you're thinking about your own stuff, yourself, your life, the stuff you got going on. You're not thinking about other people, understandably. You're thinking about yourself. That's like literally human nature, right? You're not thinking about who can you refer to this person and that person, right? I'm sure you all know lenders. Do you obsess all day, every day thinking, who can I refer to this lender? No, you think about it if it comes up. And even then sometimes you forget. You have to ask for what you want. If he didn't ask them in that moment, he wouldn't have gotten the referral. So you have to ask. You have to ask. Be very intentional about what you want and ask for it. It's not being pushy. Now, if you're worried about being pushy, I teach you how not to be pushy. So don't worry about that. So you take the experience, the results staying top of mind, you put it all together, you start getting referrals. So if you're looking at an amazing experience, here are some things I would classify as an amazing experience. First and foremost, excellent communication. I'm talking about exceptional communication. Who here thinks realtors are really bad at communicating as an industry generally? Yeah, I would say so. You ever be a buyer agent and you get in touch with a listing agent and you're like, how are you not picking up your phone? Do you not want to sell this house? Right? It's so frustrating. You know, it's terrible. Or have you ever had a client come to you and say, man, my last agent never picked up the phone. All they talked about was how busy they were. And right? All the time. All the time. Excellent communication. Now, on that note, I'm just going to take a little sidetrack and give you a pro tip. I talked about this earlier on another mastermind. You still need to be able to set boundaries and be protective of your time. So when it comes to excellent communication, just make sure that you understand what that means in terms of being protective of your time. That doesn't mean it's 11 o'clock at night and you're responding to text messages. You shouldn't be doing that. Excellent communication doesn't mean instant reply, and it doesn't mean sacrificing your quality of life or sanity. It means that during business hours, when you're supposed to be on, you're communicating at a very, very high level. I teach all about that in the course. But, you know, a lot of times when agents come to me because they're burnt out and they need to get control of their day and their time. Anyone ever feel that way? You're just like, you have no control of your time. You're like, you're being pulled in a billion directions. Anyone ever feel that? Okay. I've got some news for you. That's your fault. You're in total control. And I teach you all about how to maximize your time. It's really not that hard to do. You just have to be intentional about it, because we have this fear. Like if we don't get back to them right away, they're going to think we're bad, right? Or if we say, hey, I reserve Sundays for family, like they're going to be like, what? No way. I'm going somewhere else. Never happened before. I remember the first time I told a client at my buying consultation when I really wanted to not work Sundays. And I said, I told them about my business hours. Oh, and by the way, so you can get a hold of me until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Okay. 5 p.m. on Saturday. If you reach out after business hours, I'll get back to you. The start of business next day. Oh, and I do reserve Sunday for family, so I'm not going to be available on Sunday. I was sure like they were going to just be so mad. And they were like, okay, cool. Because they respect your time when you respect your time. Now, I also tell them, don't worry. I'm aware real estate doesn't sleep, right? So if it's a Sunday or after hours and I need to do something to get your deal to the finish line, I will do it. Don't worry about that. Okay. But generally, these are the hours I'm available. And they really, really appreciate that. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You can be protective of your time and still be a fantastic agent. Excellent communication and quality of life can coexist. Okay. Number 2, listening to them. Understanding their needs, actively listening to them. And who was here last week? Show of hands, who was here last week? We talked about actively listening, right? Who can remind me what is the difference between hearing and actively listening? Hearing versus actively listening. Brian Shaw, give me the definition, bro. Hearing versus actively listening.
You hear someone talking, but when you actively listen, you're able to understand what they are saying to you and repeat back to them and find a solution, whether it be a problem or something they're looking for.
Yes, beautiful answer, Brian. Thank you very much. And that leads to the next one, which is taking off ramps. Remember, gang, and we talked about this last week, an off-ramp is an opportunity to talk about a non-real estate related topic. That is what builds rapport. You talk to your previous client or your current client. Hey, how was your weekend? Oh, it was good. We took a little fishing trip. Boom, you took a fishing trip. Tell me about it. Where'd you go? What'd you catch? How long have you been going there? Do you like going there? How'd you get into fishing? Right? Ton of that. That is your opportunity to talk about it. Oh, we just got a new dog. You just got a new dog. Hold on. Tell me all about the dog. What's the name? What's the breed? How old? Do you have a picture? Can I see? Your kid had a softball game. Did they play well? How'd they do? When did they get into softball? Right? Anytime you have an opportunity by listening to talk about something non-real estate related, that's where you're going to build the trust, the rapport. For sure, that's where it's going to happen. That's when they're going to really like you and trust you. They know you once they know you, right? But like and trust comes from listening and understanding. Of course, you give them your very best. You offer great referrals for affiliated businesses. That's the experience side of it. Now, the results, I mean, these are pretty self-explanatory. If it's a listing, great marketing, great negotiation, you got them a price they're happy with. If it's a buying, showings are seamless, negotiations are good, you get them in a home that they love. Any referrals do an excellent job either way. That's the experience and the results. Now, remember, the staying top of mind is where most people go wrong. And so I'm going to give you some tips right now on how you can stay top of mind. I'm going to tell you some free methods. You can take a screenshot of this slide if you want, or take some notes. And again, in a few minutes, I'll show you how you can get access to the entire course. Free methods. They're more time intensive because they're free, but if money is tight and you can't afford to scale this right now, then go free methods. So of course, asking for referrals at the closing table, which you should always be doing anyway. You send them a handwritten thank you card after closing, which, by the way, doesn't have to be your handwriting. My wife writes my cards for me because my clients wouldn't be able to read them if I wrote them myself, or they would take me so long to do that I wouldn't get anything else done. So it doesn't have to be your handwriting, right? You could do a house anniversary card, house anniversary. Now, who here does yearly CMAs for your buyers who are now property owners? Oh, guys and gals, if you're not doing those, you are missing out on referrals. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Here's what you do. You mark in your CRM on the house anniversary. As the year anniversary comes up of the house. Now, remember, these are buyers that you've closed. They're now homeowners in your area. Then you call them. You say, hey, this is Rob Stein with Pathway Home Real Estate Group. How are you? Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I miss you guys too. How's the house? Off ramps, off ramps, off ramps. Well, listen, it's about that time. We're coming up on the year anniversary, another year in the house. I know, I can't believe it, right? Well, as you know, I always offer a free analysis. I want to pop by for 20 or 30 minutes. I'd love to see the home. And of course, I want to tell you what the market is doing right now, tell you what your home is worth. Now, you're obviously not thinking of selling right now. Of course, if they are, they're going to tell you, but you're not thinking of selling right now. But I really think every single one of my clients and everyone in general should always know what the value of their biggest asset is worth. That's something you should know. And I just want to let you know what the market is doing. When's a good time for me to pop by, weekdays or weekends? That is hugely valuable. So valuable. And if you're not doing it, gang, just like Linda implements quickly, I really encourage you to implement this right now. Who here has a previous client? Who here has closed at least one buyer? Cool. Then you should be doing this. Okay. You should be doing this. If you don't remember when they closed, look in your history, email documents, and figure it out. But you pop over there, you give them a CMA, just like you would if you were listing the house. So many benefits of that. They remember you're their agent, right? I want to be someone's agent forever, not just for a deal. They got a dentist, they got a CPA, right? They got a realtor, me, forever. I am their forever agent. And you do it by staying top of mind. So when you pop over their house every single year with a yearly CMA, who are they going to call when it's time to sell? You, only you, no one else, obviously. So you got to do that. Once a quarter, you call them. Does anyone here use Follow Up Boss? Follow Up Boss is a great CRM. There's a lot of CRMs that can do auto smart lists. Once a quarter, you just simply create a smart list that when you tag someone as a previous client, they pop up once every 3 months for you to call them. And you just say, hey, how's it going? And you just talk for a little bit and maintain that relationship. It's so easy to do and so easy not to do. as Sean likes to say, right? It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. So you got to do it. Interact on social media. You see him make a post, like it, comment, share it. Boom. Holiday, birthday, house anniversary cards. Easy. Who here does an email newsletter? Oh, guys, gals, that is so easy. So easy to do an email newsletter. You send it out to everyone in your CRM. I get at least 6 to 8 deals a year from people that get my newsletter. I literally last week, my newsletter went out. Now, I don't send out my newsletter. I hire a company to make it and send it out for me. Right away after the reply, I got an email from a guy I haven't talked to in 2 years, but he gets my newsletter every single month. I reach out to him once a quarter. He just hasn't responded. Said, hey, Rob, hope you're doing well. I see your missed calls and stuff. Been super busy. My wife and I are saying it's right about time to sell. And I told her the only person I would go with is Rob. And I just got your email. And when is a good time to get together? Easy, so automated. Steve says, Rob, how large is your database? Ooh, boy, maybe about 2,000 and change from people in my world, people I talk to, previous clients, business networking partners. It's like 2,200 and something. Last time I checked. All in Follow Up Boss, all automated. Everyone in your world should be in your CRM. You got a friend 8 states away. They should be in your CRM. Now, paid methods. Okay. Now, of course, it didn't start there. I was a brand spanking new agent at one point, right? So you can build up to it. Paid methods. Okay. Easy to scale, 0 time for you. And ideally, as you see on the bottom of the screen, you should be combining both free and paid methods. Okay. American Lifestyle Magazine. Coffee table quality literature. It's beautiful, great looking magazine. They brand it to you. It's awesome. A few bucks an issue. Client Giant. I have a referral code if anyone wants Client Giant. Client Giant, okay, $99 a year per client. They send out a custom gift once a quarter. So 4 times a year, your client with 0 of your time invested gets a custom gift with their name on it, with a little handwritten thing that someone else writes and signs your name. And it's really cool. It's seasonal. It's very custom. It is the best way to stay top of mind. Now I spend, I don't know, 9, 10 grand a year on Client Giant, and it is such a worthwhile investment because once a quarter, my phone blows up with texts and emails saying, oh, Rob, we love the gift. I'm like, you're so welcome. And I'm like, what did I send them? I don't know. And I got to look and I got to check because Client Giant is sending it all out. Such a great way to do it. AM cards, send out cards is another one. There are companies that just send your cards out for you. You put a client in there, you put the birthday, you put the anniversary, you put the house anniversary, you put any special occasion, they send the card out for you. So easy. Someone else handling your email newsletters. I pay someone $150 a month. They write my newsletter. They write the copy. They put in the images. They pull it, go into Follow Up Boss. They send it out to my database. They have an appointment link in there for someone to schedule a consultation with me. They can go right to my calendar. Easy, easy. Okay. Direct mail SOI to previous client, direct mail to SOI and previous clients. Again, someone else doing that. So what I do is I do all of the things on the right column and all of the things on the left column. I'm not personally doing all of the things on the left column. Someone else is, but everything on the screen here is what I do to continue my phone ringing and getting referrals without having to chase cold leads, which everybody hates doing. You guys getting this? Good stuff? Awesome. Now, in Earth to Orbit, this is just a little taste. And again, this is only one part of a 6-part series on building a referral-based business. I teach you all about the concept. I teach you exactly how to do it right, like what I just showed you. And I also teach you how to do it wrong. Because isn't it nice to know the mistakes that you can avoid, right? Because I made these mistakes and now you don't have to. So check these out. Biggest mistake, straight up not doing it is your biggest mistake. How many people, let's be honest, how many people are not maximizing previous clients? Okay. Some of you are brave enough to raise your hand. Some of you are still self-conscious, but that's okay. You got to know in your head, you got to be honest with yourself. Are you maximizing previous clients or not? They're your best referral source. Not asking referrals at the closing table. Again, literally the best time to do it. Not being intentional about staying top of mind. Because here's the thing. It's easy to feel like at the closing table, you're going to be best friends with your clients forever because you just talked like every day and they're like, oh my God, Rob, we couldn't have done this without you. You're amazing. We love you so much. Right. We're going to name our first kid after you. And then boom, it's done. You never hear from them again if you're not maximizing the relationship. You have to be intentional about that. And you have to do it for the long term. You can't give up after a year or two. Because remember, that specific client is probably only going to call you statistically every 3 to 7 years for their own needs. But they could be calling you 3 to 5 times a year with other people's needs to introduce you, especially when you give them with a great experience and especially when you form a great relationship. Anyone here have like an A client, that person that like would climb to the top of Mount Everest to tell people how good you are? Imagine if every single one of your clients was like that. You'd have so many referrals. You'd have more business than you know what to do with. And that's really, really important. Now I'm going to show you one more thing before we take some Q&A, because also in the course, I show you real case studies on how I have personally closed deals on every single one of these methods. I'm not asking you just to trust me or making this stuff up. I've closed deals, a lot of deals with every single one of these methods that I teach you. And to prove it to you, I give you some samples. So here's a deal I closed. Now, when I was a new agent many years ago, I hosted an open house in Hutto, Texas, kind of out east of Austin for 3 hours. Okay. No one came. Anyone ever do an open house where no one came? Yep. If you've done more than 2, you probably have, right? No one came. As I'm closing the open house, dude pulls up. I'm like literally walking out and he's like, oh, am I too late? I'm like, no, man, come on in. It's cool. So we hit it off. He had relocated to Texas from Las Vegas. He managed hotel chains and he was flown in to manage a new hotel chain for La Quinta. He was actually my very first client to ever sign a buyer rep agreement with me. Now, at the time, the market was very, very, very hot. He was not the most well-qualified guy. And we tried our best. We just couldn't make it happen. He called me a year later, ready to buy again. Now, the market was still too intense because he wanted a nice little condo in South Austin. But fortunately, I had recently closed a deal with an agent from another company and we had a good relationship. We formed a good rapport during that deal. Because we had a good relationship, we would talk every now and then. What do you have coming up? What do you have coming up? And he called me and said, dude, I got this little condo in South Austin. Seller wants to do something off market. Do you happen to have anyone for this? And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Yes, I do. Now, I guarantee you if this thing went to the market, they would have had 20 offers. But I was able to get it done. So we bought this condo on the left. Now, here's exactly what happened. A year later, I stayed top of mind. Less than a year later, he called me and said, hey, they're relocating me back to Las Vegas. Can you sell me this condo you just bought in this super duper hot area? What do you think I said? Yes, yes, I can, right? So it took me a year to nurture this dude. And then about 9 months of staying top of his mind after we closed. And out of that effort, I got 2 deals, sold and bought, total volume of $490,000 and about $15,000 in commissions for a 1-year nurture. Was it worth it? Absolutely it was. Just a little bit of time to build a relationship with this dude. And we still talk. Because you think he knows people moving to and from Austin? Of course he does. So when you implement these techniques of maximizing previous clients, which is again, simply one of 6 methods that I teach in this course, you too can really build a huge referral-based business where people are going to be coming to you. Now, if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. I see one from Andy says, I got a referral for a listing this week, and I'm thinking about preparing a listing presentation anyway. Is this the right way to go, or is it different because trust is established? Good question. I'm going to give you the answer, Andy. Okay, that was a really good question. Yes, you do a listing presentation. Yes, you go through the same process, and here's why. It's all about a system. A system is consistent processes that produce consistent results. If you want the same results, you must do the same processes. Is everyone in agreement with that? Yes, of course, right? When I order a package on Amazon, do they change it up? Nope. It's the same way every time, gets the same results. Here's why that's so important. And especially, Andy, I'm really glad you brought this up, especially when you're dealing with friends, family, referrals. Even more important, you stick with the systems, because here's what happens. Sometimes when you are in that mode of thinking of like, oh, this is just a referral. This is a friend, someone I know. I don't need to go through this. It is always going to bite you later. I guarantee it's going to bite you later, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to be showing homes and they're going to go, oh, I didn't know. Oh, wait, I have to be pre-approved. Oh, I didn't know the market was like this. Oh, wait, I have to send money to title. What's the earnest money? What's that? Wait, I have an inspection. Like all of those things that you would normally cover, they're not going to know. And you're going to have huge bumps in the road later. Remember, gang, when you have the buyer seller consultation, you're setting expectations both ways. They need to know all of the amazing things you're going to do for them as an agent. And you need to set expectations of what is expected of them as a client. You're pre-screening them. You're making them aware of what to expect. Okay. If it's a buyer consultation, one of the things you should be doing in there is prepping them on the market conditions, so they know what to expect when it comes time to make offers. As a listing presentation, they need to know all of the marketing things that you're going to do. They need especially need to know what the market conditions are for listing. You need to tell them in this community, average days on market is 37. We're seeing a 94% list to sell price ratio. So please don't be shocked or worried if we don't get any offers within the first 2 weeks, because statistically it takes 6 weeks in this neighborhood. Now I'm not guaranteeing 6 weeks. I'm just giving you some context so we kind of know what to expect when we hit the market. They need to know all of these things. So I would say the fact that trust is established is fantastic, because you have a really high chance of converting that presentation to a rep agreement, which, by the way, the last thing of the presentation is, are you ready to form a great team and work together? Embrace the silence, sign the rep agreement. But yes, absolutely do everything like you would normally do it, so that you can prevent any bumps in the road later and ensure the same results. Remember, great experience, great results. The presentation, everything they know what to expect, all stems from the consultation. So for sure, you're still going to do it. Now, sometimes your clients will be like, oh, do we need to? I mean, John said you're the best. Like, we could just start viewing homes, right? You could be like, oh, absolutely, we're going to start viewing homes. And I'm so appreciative of John saying that. Now, I do absolutely recommend we still get together for a quick 30 minutes, simply to educate you on the process. I want you to know what to expect. Let's just meet at the coffee shop down the road. Would weekdays or weekends be best for that? And you just push for it. You got to make sure you do it. So Andy, that's a fantastic question. And does the answer make sense?
Yeah, thank you, Rob. That was
Right
perfect.
on. You got it, brother. Absolutely. Good. Before I get to one more thing, does anyone have any additional questions that you can implement anything I just showed you? Andy had a great question there. All right, cool. So I want to show you something that Sean and I are bringing exclusively to this community. Okay. Boom, right here at earth2orbittraining.com/icon. So again, I have over 20 years teaching experience, master educator, and I coach agents all over the country, much like Sean. Now, what Sean really focuses on is big teams, huge teams. He helped scale my team big time. He is amazing at that. And that's where his focus has gone. So what I'm doing now with Icon is I'm helping out for that individual agent that needs to scale their production. If you're new and newer agent and you're not closing 3 to 5 deals a month yet, this is what you need. Or maybe you're experienced, maybe you've been licensed for years, but you're not closing consistently. You got closings this month, but nothing next month. Right? You're up and down on that transactional roller coaster rather than riding high on a consistent path up, 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 up. So as a master educator, what I've done is I've taken the past 2 years and about $150,000 to create the most robust, powerful training course ever created for real estate agents to teach you the fundamentals of being a high-performing agent to get you closing 2 to 3 deals a month minimum consistently. And agents that are engaging with this course, number one, are getting a 10 to 30 times ROI statistically within 3 months and averaging 2 closings a month that really implement what they're learning. So let me show you exactly what this looks like. And if you want to check it out, and I'm going to post this in the chat right now, it's going to be at earth2orbittraining.com/icon. earth2orbittraining.com/icon. It's in the chat right now. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So when you go to earth2orbittraining.com/icon, you're going to be taken right here. And you're going to know you're on the right page because you're going to see Earth to Orbit powered by Icon Coaching. And you can see all about the course and check out some videos as you scroll down. You can see the incredible results that agents all over the country are getting. We have some of them on this call right now. Like Brian, this dude's 19 years old, $4.5 million in listings in 3 months. Patrick had a $20,000 month this past January. Kim was a brand new agent when she came to me, 65 grand within 4 months. And there's a ton of agents, literally hundreds of agents. Here's Matt, who I told you about, asked for that closing at the referral at the closing table. More about me and what the course entails. See some videos of me doing my thing with Sean. A lot of video testimonials and a lot of text testimonials as well. Now, for the Icon community, we have some really big bonuses. So it's a $1,500 per year or simply $297 a month. Now, again, agents are getting a 10 to 30 times ROI within 3 months that implement this thing. There are thousands of slides, hundreds of hours of education in here. And the really cool thing is, gang, this is an interactive video platform. So these are not like a YouTube platform where you watch videos. You actually participate in the videos. I flew to Vegas and recorded this stuff over weeks. So there's literally like me asking you questions and you click your answer and we go back and forth. There's actually an interactive video platform as part of this system. Nothing has ever been seen like this before. And we have a 15-day guarantee. So if at any time in the first 2 weeks, you feel this is not what we say it is, what Sean and I say it is, no questions asked, we're going to give you that refund back. Okay. It is guaranteed going to teach you the fundamental skills you need from Sean and I together to teach you how to crush it as an agent. Now, exclusively for Sean's community, we're giving you 2 big bonuses. Okay. Number 1, you're getting a free 1-year upgrade to gold level membership. Now that's an additional $1,000 a year. You don't see it on this page. It's an offer you get after you buy it. For anyone in the Icon coaching community, you get a free $1,000 upgrade, which is weekly accountability and group coaching calls with myself outside of this call. Outside of this call. Okay. Number 2, you get thousands of dollars in discounts on the add-on products like real estate autopilot, appointment autopilot, onboarding autopilot, follow-up formula, and all of the other add-ons that I have available. You get literally thousands of dollars of discounts in those add-on products. So if you go to earth2orbittraining.com/icon, you're going to have an opportunity to engage in this. And we're only offering those incentives till the end of this month. So I encourage you to check it out. Sean and I are partnering together to bring this to his community. earth2orbittraining.com/icon will take you there. And the link is in the chat. Okay.
I got a question.
Yes.
Hey, Rob. Okay, so Rob, I'm focusing mainly on agent attraction, and I have the great coaching with Sean and John Mendelson. I'm doing that, and that's my main focus.
Mhm.
It wouldn't hurt me to have some extra production and get back in touch with all my former clients and actually use really good sales language while I'm working with my current clients and agents I'm attracting. My question for you is, I'm almost wondering if it would be overwhelming for me to do both programs. What are your thoughts about that?
That's a really great question. And I'm going to give you my very transparent answer. Okay. I really don't think it will be for a couple reasons. Number 1, more education in this industry is always better, right? Because it only takes a couple little gems that really turn something for you and you're going to close more deals. Like Linda, right, who came to my referral-based bootcamp. It was a 4-week live series I taught here in my studio. She implemented something and is getting more referrals as a result that she wouldn't have gotten if she didn't implement from that education. Now, number 2, here's another reason why this definitely won't be overwhelming is it's 100% leveraged online. There's nothing live about it. Now, if you wanted to partake in those like live group calls that I do Tuesday at 11 for members only, you could, but you don't have to. It's not a mandatory part of it. So a lot of those coaching programs where like you have to show up and sit down and work your schedule around it. The beauty of the Earth to Orbit platform, it is completely interactive, like I'm there with you, but you can do it anytime you want, day or night, and you have instant access to everything. So the cool thing is if you have a long day where you want to soak up that training, go for it. If you just want to pop in, if you say, oh, I got my first new construction deal. I've never worked new construction before. Rob has a 2.5-hour lesson on new construction. Let me go check it out. Then you can hop in and do that. You can take advantage of the live calls, but again, they're like an add-on. The base level membership doesn't have that because a lot of agents are like, I don't necessarily need that. I just want the information to soak up at my own pace. And so that's why I think this would be fantastic, because you can engage with Sean and John and get all of that great coaching and then still get all of this incredible information, like a taste of what we got today, completely on your own time.
Well,
Right.
Rob, on that note, why don't we wrap things up for today? Sean is telling me he needs the account back, and actually it's kicking me out of the account too because I'm logged in as
Okay.
him. So
Perfect. Well, gang, thank you for participating in this call, another accelerator mastermind here from Icon Coaching. We appreciate your time and we look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place. Remember, earth2orbittraining.com/icon, and we'll see you then. Later, guys and gals. Have a great income producing day.
thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Rob.